Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today, our topic is about the struggle for Malaysian independence. So first, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Ouyang Yuchen, and my metric number is 204875.
My name is Lee Xiaoming. My metric number is 204865.
Hello everyone, my name is Liu Yuhan, metric number 204845.
Hello everyone, my name is Zhang Jinliang. My matrix number is 205022.
Hello everyone, my name is Yan Dong. My metric number is 205014. Next, let me introduce you about the outline. The first is the causes of struggle for independence. And the next is the process of Malaysia independence. Then the events after the victory of independence, and the comparison to Chinese struggles for independence. The causes of independence struggle in Malaya. This country was colonized for more than 4 centuries before attaining independence and the end of World War II. Saw the rise of nationalism amongst its people. Colonists' cruelty and restriction in economy make people live in abyss of mystery. The mass media impacts people a lot to gain the independence and write their own history. Factors of China's victory in the Revolutionary War. The rise of nationalism occupies brutal behavior. The influence of Chinese writers and pioneers. The Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japan was supported by anti-fascist countries and the people of the world. The Soviet Union sent troops to the northeast of China to fight against Japan. The United States threw an atomic bomb at Japan, accelerate in victory of Chinese war of resistance against Japan. And the next is
Now I will introduce the Malaysia independence process. In 1786, the British invaded and became a British colony in the early 20th century. The Japanese occupation of Malaya in 1942 aroused the heroic resistance of the local people. After the surrender of Japan, Britain resumed its colonial rule in Malaya. For fear of the expansion of the Communist Party, the Communist Party of Malaysia was listed as an illegal party. After the Communist Party of Malaysia discovered that the way of fighting for peace was ineffective, it decided to fight by force instead. In April 1946, the United Kingdom divided Singapore from Malaya as a separate colony directly under the jurisdiction and established the United States of Malaya in February 1948. All the powers of the United Kingdom were appointed by the British King as a High Commissioner. Master and exercised repressive rule on the Malayan people. In 1955, Britain declared Malaya to implement partial autonomy. On August 31, 1957, the United Kingdom agreed to the independence of the Commonwealth of Malaya with the Commonwealth. On July 9, 1963, Britain, Malaya, Singapore, Sarawak, and Sabah signed an agreement on the establishment of Malaysia in London, and Malaysia was declared established on September 16 of the same year. And This is the China independence process, and you can also see more detail. You can see more details in the PowerPoint. And now I will give to John to describe timeline of events.
Let me introduce the timeline of events. There are 6 points in time. In 1942, the British discussed the future of Malaya. From 1942 to 1945, the Japanese planned to divide the territory of Malaya. From 1946 to 1948, the British completely controlled the economy of Malaya. In 1956, the Malaya Federation was established. In August 1st of 1957, the Federation of Malaya granted independence within the British Commonwealth. This is the flag and emblem of the United States of Malaya from 1950 to 1963. Red symbolizes the people's courage and perseverance in the face of challenges. White symbolizes the purity and nobility of the people. Blue symbolizes the unity of the people. Harmony live together in harmony. The crescent symbol symbolizes Islam, which is the official religion of the Malaysian Federation. The 14-point star is also known as the Federation Star, symbolizing the unity of the federal government of Malaysia. Yellow symbolizes the royal color. The independence of Malaysia is quite unique compared to other countries because the way of independence is not clouded by negative with Britain. There is no other country having ever done it before. Also, the independence of Malaysia is realized by 3 people from 3 different cultures. Next.
Okay, so now let me introduce this part. It's a special event during the World War II in China. This topic is really important and really heavy to us Chinese. It's the Nanking massacre. This event happened during 1937 and 1938. Japanese occupants campaigned a bloody massacre in Nanjing. They killed non-military people with many cruel methods, raped lots of women and robots, and filed treasures and architectures here. According to the statistics, about 300,000 innocent Chinese were killed by them. Every year, December 13th is acknowledged to National Memorial Day for the victims of the Nanking Massacre. And now, let me introduce the comparison between Malaysia and China, the process of the independence. For Malaysia, for 1942, Britain restored colonial rule in Malaysia after Japan surrendered, while in China, 1931, Japan launched the September 18th incident. In 1948, the Malaysian Union State was established. All the power of the Union State was controlled by a High Commissioner appointed by the British King and exercised high-handed rules on the Malaysian people. While in China, in 1945, the Chinese people won the 8-year anti-Japanese war, and 1955 to 1945 to 1949, 3 years of civil war between the Communist Party and the Kuomintang. In 1957, Malaysia got the independence, and while in China, in October of 1949, the People's Republic of China was established. And going to the next.
Okay, I'll talk about different regions between Malaya and China. On 16 September 1963, Malaya was established on 1957, and Sabah Sarawak were established in 1963. Joint form with Singapore was formally established. For 36 years, 916 was not seen as a national celebration precisely because UMNO was unwilling to proclaim the end of China Malaysia, because embracing diversity was not the motive for Malaysia's founding. Ironically, the post-513 electoral one-party state surely became a balanced system, allowing UMNO to destroy the system and plunder the nation's wealth, while maintaining power. In the face of these three militias, the author proposes that only by promoting the economic and social rights of Malays and Aborigines can political and cultural equality be generated. In the past, the political party system was basically frozen in an institutionalized state. That is, there emerged a nation front dominated by UMNO, which was in power for a long time and surrounded by two or three medium-sized opposition parties, forming a long-term stable political party system. However, after 6 years of one-party hegemony system, the frozen party system is increasingly facing a shock, and there is a tendency to sow and loosen. Both the opposition movement and members of civil society want an end to UMNO's dominance and a two-tier system. Okay, I'll talk about the reason between Malaysia and China. In Malaysia, the ethnic politics, and it's hard to bridge the language gap. In getting bogged down in multi-party competition, challenges of global competition, and its non-single Chinese identity. But in China, Chinese established the socialist system and socialist construction and mistakes in establishment of market economic system, reform and opening up, aiming for a great renaissance. Okay, we use these books and articles for our references. This is our topic presentation. Thank you so much.